Okay, so this is a poem called The Order of Things. There is an order to things, and sometimes I find it by being out of order. Like when I start a poem, my mind tries to write it, like I'm going to build a building. But all those right angles end up back in on themselves. There's no mystery of the oak limbs defying gravity. No way the cat can land just perfectly. No way to feel St. Francis lying in the field. I may give up and watch TV, at least this passivity is obvious. Then my mind might drift to the sparrows chattering in the line, and my cat making that funny noise trying to imitate them. Then I may catch my breath like a cloud catches the wind. Then I'm in the real flow of life, and my words might fall perfectly in place like the petals on a flower. And now you may think, well, he just opened up to life. But there is an order to things. There was that breath. There is some small thing to do first. A simple prayer, a desire to observe without expectation, a turning onto the path leading toward the mountain. We need to take that first small step so existence knows we are serious, but not too serious. To let go like the leaf, knowing its life on the branch is over. To spin and twirl to earth and land just perfectly, like words finding their proper order.
That's pretty deep.
That's not a bad poem.
That was a very good and possibly Taoist poem.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just that way. You didn't have to be deliberate about it.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to wait for the creative spirit to take over. If I try to force something, it doesn't ever works that way.
For me, it starts with one line. If I have one line, I can build on it. I don't have to force anything. But if I don't have a line, then I'm done. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I relate to that too. Yeah. That's why usually when I start a poem, I just start scribbling words and see what, if anything good happens, and then I take off from there.
Me too. I do the same thing.
Well, let's see. This is called The Bullfrogs. Even though I tried to sit quietly, the bullfrogs stopped croaking. Now I'm watching some small birds skimming across the pond. When they disturb the water, I know they've got to fly. After a while, the frogs forget I'm here. They resume their resonant plea, waiting for a reply. A lady mallard leads 2 ducklings by me. They circle the pond. I assume she had more at the beginning. Time is eating us all, I think. And now it's time for me to go. Sun is setting behind the trees. As I stand, the bullfrogs go quiet. I wait, remember to feel my weight on the ground, fill my lungs with primal air. The mother duck has circled the pond and is back in front of me. I remain quiet, and then the frogs start in again. For a moment, I understand patience and acceptance, and I wait like the bullfrogs for desire to pierce my heart.
Instead of calling your those poems old poems, you should call them earlier poems.
Earlier poems, yeah.
Yes, because they're special.
Is this I think this is my 3rd book. This one? Or is that my 2nd one? I can't remember.
I think it's your 2nd one.
Oh, okay. Well, this one's apropos. I think the crows around here are starting to make their nests anyway. The adolescent crow. We hear the adolescent crow all morning. He's a noisy little spud. His instinct tells him to be demanding. It's the only way to continue living. I've been told I was quiet as a baby. Even now, I don't toot my own horn much. I guess it's a little disadvantage. People think I'm too mellow. Women want a little more self-confidence showing. I don't know. There is a song inside me I'd love to sing, but maybe it's not for people to hear. There is a cry in my silence, to whistle in the wind where no one knows if it's me or the wind. I don't want to stand out, only stand under, to listen in joyful awe to the rich music of life.
Mm.
Yeah, all profound.
Yeah, thank you. Here's one I don't think I've read maybe ever, I don't know. Progress. I'm trying to write a poem at the cafe when a lady wearing too much cheap perfume sits next to me. I go outside where the air has been accepting and diffusing our byproducts of progress without complaint for so long. How much longer? A crow caws from the rooftop. He has no idea the world is in trouble. He was born and now he lives, like the yellow-eyed blackbird who is finding cake crumbs which he doesn't know are bad for him. Intentionally inoffensive music is being piped outside. I'm like the crow, the blackbird. This is my time to live. I don't want to worry too much. I'm enjoying my coffee that comes from the dying jungles. A man stumbles toward me. He has trouble talking. I try to ignore him. Then I see he's not crazy. He's obviously had a stroke. There's an intelligent man in this damaged body, determined to communicate. He has seen my poetry books. At last I understand him. He is saying that poetry is a prayer. We both smile. I get out a clean piece of paper and begin again. It's the least I can do.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's some good poems in that book.
Yeah.
I haven't read those in a while. That one was pretty factual, actually. I did see that guy.
Why is our cake crumbs bad for crows?
Oh, I'm just assuming all that
Oh,
processed sugar and stuff. I
oh,
don't know.
okay. Yeah, all right.
I think they actually get addicted to it just like we do.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh, Glenda wrote a nice poem today. Let's read hers. I feel like this is a little homage to that that Robert Frost poem about the two
Yeah,
roads.
I thought about that. I did think about that.
I think yours is actually better. The roads we take. How did we get here? What path did we take? The one steeped in darkness, the other awake. I chose the dark one, the better to hide. That almost sounded like a Frost sentence. Mistakes made in haste, no promises made, but some chose the light where all was revealed. No thought of the consequences waiting to share, while the dark road comforts, the light one can challenge. And what's hidden in darkness will never confess. Darkness holds the promise of mysteries kept. The road to the light accepts what is left. If I chose the darkness and you chose the light, would we meet simply in the crossroad of gray? Isn't life lived in the charcoal dreams of each day, where clouds whisk the absoluteness away? And you take my hand and laugh as we talk of where we have been on our solitude's walk. We agreed to remain on the soft flannel road and find comfort in laughter that dust was an ode, but spent rather foolishly on a dappled slate path, to bring us at last to a place in the lane where neither road touches and only memories remain of each path we traveled, either road gained. Wow. You were getting there profound there too this week.
Lovely.
Thank you. I was trying to say that you can, two different sides can come together and make one thing in the middle. That's a little bit of each. That's why it's gray.
Yeah. 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 There's a lot in that poem. Good. Great. All right. Well, Brenda sent me a poem from her friend that I read last week, but maybe I'll save it for next week since she's not here. Yeah. So we got a little bit of time to read some other poems. This is by W.S. Merwin, called Utterance. Sitting over words very late, I have heard a kind of whispered sighing not far, like a night wind in the pines, or like the sea in the dark, the echo of everything that has ever been spoken, still spinning on its one syllable, between the earth and silence. Ooh. That kind of fits with the theme of the day, I think. Here's one by Steve Cowitt. I don't know him, but let's see. Notice. This evening, the sturdy Levi's I wore every day for over a year, and which seemed to be to the end in perfect condition, suddenly tore. How or why, I don't know. But there it was, a big rip at the crotch. A month ago, my friend Nick walked off a racquetball court, showered, got into street clothes, and halfway home collapsed and died. Take heed, you who read this, and drop to your knees now and again, like the poet Christopher Smart, and kiss the earth and be joyful, and make much of your time to be kindly to everyone, even those who you do not deserve it. For although you may not believe it will happen, you too one day will be gone. I, whose Levi's ripped at the crotch for no reason, assure you that such is the case. Pass it on.
I don't think I could get down on my knees because I don't think I could get up.
Yeah. So you're no danger of ripping your
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's one by Anna Sweer. Oh, I kind of like this one. Let's see. The same inside. Walking to your place for a love feast, I saw at a street corner an old beggar woman. I took her hand, kissed her delicate cheek. We talked. She was the same inside as I am, from the same kind. I sensed this instantly, as a dog knows by scent another dog. I gave her money. I could not part from her. After all, one needs someone who is close. And then I no longer knew why I was walking to your place. Here's one by Philip Larkin. The Card Players. Jean van Hogspew staggers to the door and pisses at the dark. Outside the rain, courses and cart ruts down the deep mud lane. Inside, Dirk, dog-stirred, pours himself some more and holds a cinder to his clay with tongs, belching out smoke. What are these names? Old Prejic snores with a gale, his skull face firelit. Someone behind drinks ale and opens muscles and croaks scraps of songs towards the ham-hung rafters about love. Dirk deals the cards. Wet century-wide trees clash in surrounding starlessness above. This lamplit cave where Jean turns back and farts, gobs at the gate and hits the queen of hearts. Rain, wind, and fire, the secret, bestial peace. I don't know what that was about.
Okay.
I guess he must have been playing cards with a lot of Dutch people. Oh, here it says this is a description of a Dutch painting. Okay. Oh. Well, here's a Walt Whitman. It's good to read him once in a while. From The Sleepers. Now what my mother told me one day as we sat at dinner together, of when she was that nearly grown girl living home with her parents on the old homestead. A red squaw came one breakfast time to the old homestead. On her back she carried a bundle of rushes for bottoming chairs. Her hair straight, shiny, coarse, black, profuse, half enveloped her face. Her step was free and elastic, and her voice sounded exquisitely as she spoke. My mother looked in delight and amazement at the stranger. She looked at the freshness of her tall-born face and full and pliant limbs. The more she looked upon her, she loved her. Never before had she seen such a wonderful beauty and purity. She made her sit by the bench by the jamb of the fireplace. She had cooked food for her. She had no work to give her, but she gave her remembrance and fondness. The red squaw stayed all the forenoon, and toward the middle of the afternoon she went away. Oh, my mother was loath to have her go away. All the week she thought of her, she watched for her many a month. She remembered her many a winter and many a summer, but the red squaw never came, nor was heard of there again.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Funny how times change. We wouldn't use the word squaw nowadays, but then it probably was just a normal word. Here's another Anna Sweer. I washed the shirt. For the last time I washed the shirt of my father who died. The shirt smells of sweat. I remember that sweat from my childhood, so many years. I washed his shirts and underwear. I dried them at an old stove on the workshop. He would put them on unironed. From among all bodies in the world, animal, human, only one exuded the sweat. That sweat, I breathed it in for the last time, washing the shirt. I destroy it forever, now. Only paintings survive him, which smell of oils. Ooh.
I have a bottle of my late husband's aftershave. He's been gone since 2011, but I still have that bottle of his aftershave.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, smells are strong things. Actually, my old partner, who is now gone, I was a carpenter, and she used to like it when I came home and smelled of the day, because her father was also a working man. What we got? Some. This is by Sharon Olds. I go back to May 1937. Oh, no, wait a minute. The editor says, I decided to include this cruel poem for its expressiveness and passion. Maybe I don't want to read it. Should I read a cruel poem? I don't think so. I'll leave that one go.
April is the cruelest month.
Huh?
Says in April is the cruelest month, says an April Fool over here.
I think I
No,
read that
that's
one.
not a vote for reading it.
Yeah.
It's a
I
wise
think I've
choice.
read it before. It is a little bit off. It might be nice. I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave it. The world is cruel enough. This is another. This must be the chapter where he's doing kind of heavier stuff. Yeah, it must be. Let's see. Let's read another Walt Whitman. A noiseless, patient spider. A noiseless, patient spider. I marked where on a little promontory it stood isolated. Marked how to explore the vacant, vast surrounding. It launched forth filament, filament, filament out of itself, ever reeling them, ever tirelessly speeding them. And you, O my soul, where you stand, surrounded, detached in measureless oceans of space, ceaselessly musing, venturing, throwing, seeking the spheres to connect them, till the bridge you will need be, till the bridge you need will need to be formed, till the doctile anchor hold, till the gossamer's thread you fling catch somewhere. Oh, my soul. Ooh, I like that poem. Hmm. This chapter is titled Woman's Skin. Okay, let's see what happens there. This is that Steve Coet guy again. In the morning. In the morning, holding her mirror, the young woman touches her tender lip with her finger, and then, with the tip of her tongue, licks it and smiles and admires her eyes. Here's a Chinese poet who looks like is a woman. Morning. I get up. I am sick of rouging my cheeks. My face in the mirror disgusts me. My thin shoulders are bowed with hopelessness. Tears of loneliness well up in my eyes. Wearily, I open my toilet table. I arch and paint my eyebrows and steam my heavy braids. My maid is so stupid that she offers me plum blossoms for my hair. Oh. Well, maybe I should read some Mary. Here, I'll read my favorite Mary of all time. Seven white butterflies. 7 white butterflies, delicate, in a hurry, look how they bang the pages of their wings as they fly, to the fields of mustard yellow and orange and plain gold. All eternity is in the moment. This is what Blake said, Whitman said. Such wisdom in the agitated motions of the mind's 7 dancers floating. Even as worms toward paradise, see how they banter and rise to the trees, flutter, lob their white bodies into the invisible wind, weightless, lacy, willing to deliver themselves unto the universe. Now each settles down on a yellow thumb, on a brassy stem. Now all 7 are rapidly sipping from the golden towers. Who would have thought it could be so easy? Oh, I love that poem. Well, maybe I'll read 2 more Marys. Black Oaks. Okay, not one can write a symphony or a dictionary, or even a letter to an old friend full of remembrance and comfort. Not one can manage a single sound, though the blue jays carp and whistle all day in the branches without the push of the wind. But to tell the truth, after a while I'm pale with longing, for their thick bodies ruckled with lichen. And you can't keep me from the woods, from the tonnage of their shoulders and their shining green hair. Today is a day like any other, 24 hours, a little sunshine, a little rain. Listen, says Ambition, nervously shifting her weight from one boot to the other. Why don't you get going? For there I am in the mossy shadows under the trees. And to tell the truth, I don't want to let go of the risks of idleness. I don't want to sell my life for money. I don't even want to come in out of the rain. And one more. One of her famous dog poems. The dog has run off again, and I should start shouting his name and clapping my hands. But it has been raining all night, and the narrow creek has risen, is a tawny turbulence, is rushing along over the mossy stones, is surging forward with a sweet loopy music. And therefore I don't want to entangle it with my own voice, calling, summoning my little dog to hurry back. Look, the sunlight and the shadows are chasing each other. Listen how the wind swirls and leaps and dives up and down. Who am I to summon his hard and happy body, his 4 white feet that love to wheel and pedal through the dark leaves, to come back to walk by my side, obedient? Yeah.
Wow.
Great. Oh, great.
Lovely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming,
you,
guys. And I'll have to sign off for this week, but I'll see you all next week, I hope.
Thanks, John. See you guys later. Have a great week.
Thanks,
You
Julie.
too.
You too.
Bye, Glenda. Bye, Ellen.
Bye.
Bye-bye.